Hey YouTube, just a quick video here. This is going to be a quick review, I guess, of the Baofeng UV-5R amateur or ham radio. I did another video where I talked about getting into ham radio, and I mentioned this radio and showed I actually have two of these, and I talked about them briefly, but I just wanted to kind of outline here what I think of the radio and also what accessories I would get with the radio if I were purchasing one. So first of all, let's talk about the radio itself. This is what it looks like. It's a pretty small little handheld, handy-talkie HT. I put a different antenna on here, which I'll talk more about in a minute. But a great little radio. It's dual band, so it does 2 meter and 440. It's got, you can program in memory channels. It's got a flashlight and a strobe light. It's got radio. You can go to I can jump over to a radio station and listen to the radio on here. It's even got a cool feature where if I'm on the radio and something happens on the station that I was on, it'll cut out of the radio and go back to the station I was listening on. So I've got it set right now. It's on my local dispatch, kind of using it as a scanner. So, but anyway, just a great little radio. And for the price, and these are like 35 bucks. You can get them. You can spend a little bit more than that if you want to get the one with the extended battery. Like I said, I've got two of these, and the other one I have has the extended battery, and that's like another $8 more if you want that. But the battery really lasts a really long time, and with the radio, you get a charger that just plugs into the wall. So you can just set it in the charger in the evening or whatever when you're not using it. But really, if you're just listening, if you're not transmitting a bunch, the battery lasts a really long time. So I wouldn't necessarily think you'd have to get the extended battery. I like having one of each, but it's kind of nice having the small one. It also comes with a clip. I don't have it on here because I never clip it on. I usually just set it on the table or whatever. But the other one that I have, I did install the clip because it's one that I have at work, and so if I had to take it with me on the go, I could clip it on. So, but it does come with the clip. It comes with a lanyard, I think, also, and a few other things. But anyway, about 35 bucks, which I think is pretty cheap to get into the game for amateur radio. The big knock against these is typically that they're hard to program, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, but I didn't find it to be terrible. Putting in the repeaters can be kind of tricky, but just setting a memory channel and setting the different menu items that you want is really not that bad. You just kind of can scroll through the menu items here. If I go to menu, then I can just jump through the different menu items, and go through them and then change them as I need to. So it's really, I didn't think it was that tough. Like I said, getting to the programming the repeaters was a little bit trickier, but also let's get into some of the accessories here in a minute. That's what this is for, which I'll talk more about in just a second. But overall, it's a great little radio, especially for the price, 35 bucks or so. Even if you get some of these accessories, which I think make it a better experience with the radio, it's still relatively inexpensive for a nice little radio. This has two power settings. It's got low power and high power. Low power is 1 watt and high power is 5 watts. You can just hit this button here to jump. You see the L that came up there, that puts it to low power, and then just hit it again, this bottom right hand button here. So you can go to 1 watt or you can go to 5 watts, especially if you're trying to transmit. 5 watts will get you out a little further. But if you want to operate low power, it's got the 1 watt option also, or you're trying to conserve your juice or whatever. It's got a couple different modes here I can do. Right now I'm in channel mode, so I've got some channels that are programmed. I can also just go into frequency mode and just punch in a frequency or scan around the dial looking for anybody who's talking or whatever. It's kind of nice with the AB right now. I've got it set for, this is my local dispatch, like I said, and then my A right now is just the local weather station, so I can pick up the weather in my area. So anyway, I think it's got a lot of nice features for being a relatively inexpensive radio. I've gotten great signal reports, talking on my local nets and stuff just with this little radio inside my house. So it's hitting my local repeater just fine, and that's quite a ways away, and my signals are good. So I've been really happy with it. Like I said, I bought two of them. I bought a second one because I really liked it. A couple things that I would upgrade. Number one, if you buy the radio, I would not leave the rubber duck antenna on there that it comes with. I bought a Nagoya NA771. I think I've got here's the package it came in if you want to know more about what it is. I don't know a ton about the antennas, but this one is makes it a lot easier to use, in my opinion, and I'm picking up signals a lot more clearly, so it's a much longer than the rubber duck that's on there. Yeah, so I don't know, just a much nicer antenna. That antenna I think was about $16 or $17, so not crazy cheap, but I think it's definitely worth the price difference compared. The one that they give you is not worth much, the rubber duck. Another thing I'd probably pick up, this is for programming. This makes it a lot easier. This is about $10 for this link cable that hooks into the radio and then hooks into your computer, and it's got a little disc here, so you can program stuff a lot easier with that compared to going through all the sub menus on the radio itself. So if that's what scares you, because there's a lot of the reviews out there that say that it's hard to program, then I mean for $10 more you could get the link cable, and then it's really kind of solves that issue. So another accessory I would get is this was cheap. This was like $6 I think. This is just a AAA battery pack, so this takes AAA batteries, and I can plug the radio into it, and then it'll function up the AAA batteries. There's AA ones, AA, AAA. This actually might be a AA. I can't remember which one I got. But anyway, I wanted to get one for batteries. I think I actually got a AA now that I think of it, because most of my flashlights and stuff are on AA. So yeah, this one's a AA battery pack. There are AAA ones, but it's good, I guess, just if you lose power in your area or something, and you don't want to rely on having the charger plugged into the wall, or if you're going to toss it in a bug out bag or whatever. It's a pretty cheap way to have some battery power for your radio, for $6, whatever. It's a lot. It gives you more versatility, where if you don't have to rely on having an outlet and having power. The other thing that I think is just kind of nice, and this isn't really a huge necessity, but I did get a lapel mic for it. And this was, I think, when I went to go buy these, it was $8 for one, or you get a 2-pack for $10. So of course I bought the 2-pack. I've got an extra one here for my other radio, because for $2 more, it made sense to me to get the 2-pack. So, but anyway, this just hooks into the radio, and then you can clip this on your collar or whatever, and it can be a little easier than having to hold the radio right up to your mouth. So just a nice little accessory, I think, for convenience sake, especially if you're taking it on the go. So anyway, those are a few of the accessories that I would get. I'd start with the antenna, about $16. The link cable is about $10. The battery pack was $6 or $7, I think, and these are $8 for one or $10 for two. So not a ton of money for the accessories. You're looking total, you're well under $100, which I think is pretty good for having a handy talkie with this much capability. So anyway, guys, the Baofeng UV-5R, a huge thumbs up for me. I think it's a great radio. I would recommend it. I know there's lots of videos out there, people saying it's this Chinese junk and whatever, but I have not found that to be the case at all. I found it to be a great little radio. I've had it. I got it for Christmas last year, so I've had it for a while and used it quite a bit. Just about every night I've got it on. Every week I'm on our local nets and stuff, and it's really been great for me. I haven't had any complaints. So anyway, guys, if you're looking for a radio and you want to get in cheap and kind of see what ham radio is all about, or even if you're already into ham radio but you just wanted a cheap radio to check out, the UV-5R from Baofeng is a nice one, and I definitely would recommend it. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. God bless.